Today's topic is, should I stay or should I go? In today's life, when we're getting into our awakening journey, sometimes we are pressured to make decisions fast, and we are actually pressured to set ourselves free. Why I am saying pressured? Because they say, oh, this is the time you need to decide. This is the time you need to let go. This is the time you need to get back your power. And this is the time when you actually have to fly free and free yourself and take that leap of faith, right? And they're talking about take that bold move and so on and so forth. So sometimes people who are more, how can I say, more shy, more withdrawn, more into security, certainty in their life. Sometimes they are pressured by their more awakened friends to take that leap of faith, to get out of their comfort zone, to actually let go things, like detach themselves from their past and let things go. But I just want to assure you, if you are thinking right now that should you stay or should you go, either if it's a job, either if it's a relationship or any kinds of situation, I want you to stop and just think and feel. Because sometimes we make decisions from the ego. Sometimes we got hurt. Sometimes we feel uncomfortable. Sometimes we fear that something is not satisfying us, but it can be temporarily. Why I'm saying temporary? Because we are not just controlled by our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, but also by the superconscious. Sometimes certain astrological events or numerological portals actually bringing up more of the how can I say, more of the thoughts of being hurt or being in an emotional roller coaster, and more feeling the betrayers, or more being a victim mentality, right? So whenever you feel that you want to make a sudden decision and it's from negative emotions, if that kind of taking action starts from negative emotions, such as feeling hurt, feeling betrayed, feeling unhappy, feeling sad, anger, you are already reacting to some triggers and you make that decision from that space, is never right. I want you to, when you feel this kind of emotions, I want you to get betrayed, like go back a bit, pull back, see it from a different perspective, what is happening, and see how long is it actually happening. Is it something you are experiencing for many months, many years, and then you are actually, is just the last drop in the cup, or is it something just came up now? Is it something new? Is it something just sudden? Then I want you to take time until this period passed, maybe a couple of days, and again revisit the situation. Because many times people, when they are pushed by others or they are pushed by their negative emotions, their reactions, they make decisions from ego. Negative emotions are actually coming from ego and coming from the hurt, your shadow side. So you first need to work on yourself, because those reactions sometimes not really have the foundation. Sometimes you are just feeling that you are the victim, but you are the one who need to work on yourself, and that other person is just reminding you for that do the work. And that maybe doesn't mean you need to let go everything, all your attachments, your job, your partner, anything. If that thing was until now going fine, and just this is just a sudden reaction, a sudden temporary situation when you feel like, I don't want this anymore, but this is very sudden and this is very like you haven't felt this before, then I just want you to relax, take some time off and look at it from a different perspective, and also weigh it, like, what's the negative, what's the positive side of it? Make a bit more conscious about before you decide, because every decision, every step you take is actually affecting your future. And then you're going to regret maybe if you make sudden decisions. And the other thing is that you need to make the decision from calmness, from peace. And if you are in calmness and peace, would you make the same decision? or you would wait and strategize or find out more details or so on and so forth before you take that steps. I heard people who left situations from anger, or they left partner from sudden negative charges, but that was like from ego, and they still were in love, but they didn't want it to go back, or they didn't want it to actually admit that it was their fault. So they just allowed to fall it apart, even though they had still feelings, and it wasn't actually a big thing what destroyed that relationship. It was just their ego and their negative emotions which came into play because they didn't work on themselves. They seen the situation as jeopardizing them. They seen the situation as it's like a victim, from a victim side, not from actually learning from it, or not giving time to each other to fully communicate it or fully get all the both sides, you know? So what I suggest you, again, don't take bold steps suddenly. Always wait until your emotions are neutral or positive before you take that action. So never take action from negative emotions and from reaction, because those actions can be very crucial in your life, and then there is no return back, basically. So it can be hurt in both sides, and then you would regret later. So this is actually my advice for you, especially if you are someone who is making decisions slowly, but you may be urged to do decisions by others, or by seeing society norms, or seeing some people is actually pushing you or asking you to suddenly make some decisions, urging you to do a decision which you are not comfortable with, then don't do that decision. Don't make that decision. You have time. You can figure it out as on your own speed, because everybody is different. Everybody has their unique speed, and someone is faster. Someone feels comfortable with that speed, and someone is slower and feels comfortable with that speed. So we need to actually respect each other's speed, each other's way of thinking, each other's way of digesting situations and life, you know. So that's why don't feel frustrated if you are slower. Don't feel frustrated if you need to make a decision and then you are not ready yet. Find both sides, find positive and negative things in situations, find the next step, find that where you want to go, find out first who you are, find out first what is your choice, what are your choices, what are your opportunities. Don't just let go everything without the next step, because we don't want you just follow, you know. We always want you to see the next step. We always want you to have a goal, have a path, have a vision before you make the leap of faith. You don't just jump. You jump into something, you jump towards something, not just out of something. It's the same with also, it's from a job I'm talking about, for example, or changing lifestyle, so on and so forth. But in a relationship, of course, sometimes you leave a relationship when it's not satisfying, but how long you actually spend time to work on that relationship, how long you spend time to communicate out what is not working, how much time you spend on actually working on yourself, on your traumas, on your releases, to make sure that it's not the other person and not you who's causing the issue. Is basically you worked on yourself to make the whole situation better. So have you give enough time for yourself and for the other person to find out if it works or not? So this is what I wanted to bring into your attention today, and to assure you that you are okay, you are fine, you don't need to rush, you need time to make the decision, you have to see it from a different perspective, and you have to weigh positive and negative things. And also listen to your intuition, but basically be mindful. That's the most important. Thank you for watching. Take care, everyone.